Hello, hello. This is Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, and this is another episode of Scientific Healing. And today, what I'm going to talk about is one of those things that is really critical to your healing and health, and that is your adrenal glands. And why they are so critical is that when they are firing, you are not able to heal. So there are two modes to your adrenal glands. What your adrenal glands do is release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline into your body to help get it moving when you are tired, or when you just simply can't anymore, or when you get scared. Like sometimes I even feel it, like if I'm walking along and a dog all of a sudden barks in my ear, I can feel everything all of a sudden go, wah, out of control, right? So those need to be functioning really well. And when you're in that high stress, hyper alert state, your body is tearing itself down. And when it's tearing itself down, it's very difficult for it to heal. And the thing that's really critical for, advanced societies where we have all kinds of dings and beeps and telephones and honks, cars honking and stressful traffic and stressful bosses, that those adrenal glands don't get a chance to settle down very much. And what happens to you when you are in those states, so let me explain a little bit about what they are. There are these two little tiny glands. They're very small and they sit right on top of your kidneys. Your kidneys are approximately at your waistline in your back, and the adrenal glands are about 1 inch above your waist and 2 inches from your spine. And a lot of people will rub their hands and, send good thoughts to their adrenal glands to help calm them down. But what they do, they need to be functioning. The adrenal glands secrete steroids. So it's one of the many steroid hormones, including progesterone, testosterone, estrogen. These are all steroid hormones, and their basis is a cholesterol molecule. And what they do is when you wake up in the morning, it helps give you a kickstart, because when you're asleep, your melatonin is in there that is keeping you calm and your brain shut down, and the adrenaline is there to wake you up in the morning. So one of the first signs that you'll get that your adrenals are stressed out and are starting to fail or have already failed is your lack of the ability to get up in the morning, and also that you feel tired even after a good 8-hour stretch of sleep. So the sad fact is that about 2/3 of the Americans in this country are having failed or failing adrenal glands. And some of the signs that that they are in that situation, it's often called Addison's disease, and that is something that's an autoimmune disease, but you can also be very stressed out because you're constantly getting your adrenal glands on high alert. And I know this situation because I was in it about 25 years ago, and during that time is when I got my sickest. So when you stand up, one of the first signs is when you stand up, like just standing up out of a chair or off of a couch or even from the floor. When you stand up, you'll feel like lightheaded and a little dizzy, and you're thinking to yourself, ooh, I must have low blood pressure. Well, you do have low blood pressure, but it's because your adrenal glands are insufficient to help keep the blood pressure up when you stand up. And the other things that you might experience are low blood pressure, low blood sugar, or hypoglycemia. So for example, if I had a fruit for lunch, which is a little bit of sugar, if I had a fruit for lunch, an hour or two later, I would be feeling like my whole body was shaking, and it took many hours for that to go away. So that's low blood sugar or hypoglycemia, if you crave salt. And sometimes you'll notice darkening of your skin, especially here or under your armpits, in the creases, in the axial parts of your body. You'll notice that your skin is darkened. You'll also notice that you have decreased appetite and even weight loss. Unfortunately, that never happened to me. It was always tough to get the weight loss. But the real serious problem is how it affects your immune system, because you are constantly tearing your body down as the adrenal glands are firing. And it used to be thought that you couldn't get your adrenal glands to calm down for weeks. If you were on high alert, it would take like a long time for it to settle out of your body. The fact is that new research has shown this to be false, and we do have methods for getting your adrenal system to calm down and for you to get out of your high alert state. Now, in the current situation where we have the pandemic, which is highly stressful, we can't buy food in the places and when we want. In the beginning, I was standing in long lines. We'd get up first thing in the morning to try and use the senior times, and it was still stressful. And then the panic that everybody felt and the anger, as an empath, I would get the brunt of it. So my body was in a high stress state. And now with everybody being told they have to stay home, like last night, our curfew was at 5 p.m. And at 5, it doesn't get dark until 8. So we normally walk during that time in the cool of the day to get our exercise out, which is one of the ways to de-stress, right? So, this is increasing our stress states, and people are so upset over what's happened that the whole nation is like in an uproar. So this is increasing all of our stress states. So these tips, they're all pretty much free. These tips that I'm going to give you today are going to help your stress states. And these are things that are harder to remember to do than to actually do, which is the case with a lot of people, right? So the first thing is in your mini meditation is to sit up straight. And when you straighten your spine up and pull your shoulders back, it is an immediate stress reduction on your body. Your adrenals start to calm down, especially if you're in an expanded state, because you're telling your mind, I am safe. I am free to show my soft underbelly, right? That's what the whole, this whole straightened up spine thing is all about. And take some nice deep breaths and focus on the breath. So if you focus on your breath and your posture, you stop thinking about the problems of the past and the worries of the future, right? You're just thinking in the moment because you're focusing. When I was giving birth to my children, we had the Lamaze method, and we were told that if you focus on 3 things in your brain, counting, breath, and an image, as long as you focused on those 3 things, so we're just focusing on posture and breathing and an image, right? Even imagining yourself smiling, those 3 things, it blocks out all other inputs. So you are not going to get even pain signals in your body. You are not going to get the stress signals. You are creating a relaxed state. And there's been research that shows that 2 minutes in this expanded state pose will drop your cortisol levels by 20%, which they used to think it would take weeks. So we know from research at Harvard that it takes minutes. So another really great way to reduce stress is, if you feel safe or loving towards someone, is to give and get hugs. Right? So the human touch is really important. My daughter lives here, and so does my grandson, and I get hugs and give hugs all day that are just really heartfelt, loving hugs. And these are so important for us, right? Then another one is to have more fun. And I know it's really difficult to have more fun when you're all stressed out, but why don't you get out a hobby or something that you enjoy doing? Like for me, it's painting. I have paintings through my house that I painted, and I just got we finally found my mom's painting kit. She was a painter long before I was, and meaning fine art painting. And we're able to do something that takes you away, anything that focuses, embroidery, sewing, even cleaning, as long as you focus on the cleaning of it instead of worrying about it, organizing, bicycling, anything that takes you away from your daily stresses, right? And or even just calling up a friend that you enjoy and talking with them. Laughing, putting on a comedy and laughing, funny movies. Robin Cousins first brought this to attention in the 60s when he cured himself of a disease that doctors said there was no hope for, by watching Laurel and Hardy movies all day and laughing, right? So he said laughter is the best medicine. Meditation. So I have a series, I have free healing audios on my website, scientifichealer.com. These are, I like to do them fast, 11 and 14 minutes, 2 different lengths. And this, especially the 11-minute, takes you deep into trance and out again inside of 11 minutes. And it does all the energy hygiene for you. And it really helps you feel good. And I've gotten lots of good responses on how well that does. And that really helps relax the body. Some people do transcendental meditation. That's the meditation where you sit still and focus on a candle and chant. And that also does a lot of people good, because even though your thoughts might wander, but keeping focused on those 3 things, the chanting, the focusing on the candle, and your posture, right? So that's 3 things, allows you to zone out of everything else and helps your body relax. So exercise, taking a walk. It doesn't have to be strenuous, taking a walk or doing some simple yoga, stretching, something like that. That really helps dissipate the stress. If you've ever seen a tiger that's like stressed out, they'll get up and they'll walk and they'll walk and they'll walk and they'll walk, and finally they'll calm down, right? Animals do this naturally. Whenever they get stressed out, they'll pace and pace and pace, and then they'll finally calm down, right? So they're walking out their stress. And then the last tip that I'm going to give you right now is about music. Listening to gentle, soft music, not rap, not violent, not like super loud music, but gentle, soft music, old classical, easy breezy pop, that kind of stuff, anything you enjoy, music from the 40s, all of that is very relaxing, because music, when you focus on it, for me, when I focus on it, I listen to all the different instruments as they come together, because I focus just on the music and the words, right? So those are 7 of, I have a stress busters, 26 stress busters, and I will provide a link. You can get those by writing to me at, by connecting with me on my website, scientifichealer.com/contact. There's also at the bottom of my website, there is a contact page, and ask for my 26 stress busters. I don't think I've got anything set up right now, but these 26 stress busters help relax those poor, overstressed adrenal glands to help you boost your own immune system. So when they are calmed down, your body is rebuilding itself. Like if you're in a stressful sleep and you're tossing and turning, your adrenals are firing, right? You want to get into a deep, restful sleep where you're dreaming or going into that very deep, there's like 4 states of sleep. You're going into that very deep sleep where your heart beats very slowly and de-stresses. And as your adrenals stop firing, your body is building itself back up. It is repairing. And I noticed that as I got better and better at releasing the stress, then my health improved dramatically. So that was 26 years ago. I was 41. I had high blood pressure. I was growing a tumor, high cholesterol. I had flare-ups of arthritis, and I was constantly having a cold or infections. And I don't get sick anymore at all. I don't use any medications, and I'm happy. I don't have the same stress. I used to bite the inside of my mouth all the time because I was nervous, right? So people can change. You know, people say, oh yeah, that person, he's just like that, or she's just like that. She's like always nervous. And people can change by developing good habits and taking the steps to do 1 or 2 good things for yourself a day. The effects are cumulative. So remember that those adrenal glands are super duper important. They need to function in order for you to heal. And if they are not firing, then your body is basically slowly devolving. Or if they're firing too much and you have too much cortisol all the time, then your body is tearing itself down instead of repairing itself. So I hope that was a really useful message for you today. I tried to make it shorter and, bring across very inexpensive and free methods. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about food that you can eat that is especially supportive to these very important adrenal glands. When I work with healing clients, the first thing that I have to heal in 99% of the cases after the brain. The brain is number 1. After the brain comes the adrenal glands. People wear their stress. I can feel it on their body, and I pull it off of them. The stress is built up around the middle because the adrenal glands are around your waist. I feel the stress built up around the middle. That's where that spare tire will come from, a lot of that stress fat, right? And as I help build that back up, they're able to get more restful sleep and they're able to calm down, right? So, for the rest of their body to heal. Of course, the next place I go is the liver and the thyroid gland, and we've talked about that a little bit. But those are the 3 critical components of your immune system to help your body clean up and heal. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you being here. If you got something out of this video, please give it a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will see you same time, same place in the next video, talking about the best way to nourish and feed your flagging adrenal glands.